You know, finding out which size is right for you is one of the most common questions that we get leading up into the space allocation for the show. And my recommendation is at the very beginning, you put down on paper 2 specific sets of things. One of them is the goals that you're trying to accomplish at the show. And typically exhibitors are going to look for 5 things. They want to have brand awareness, they want to generate leads, they're looking to meet new and existing customers, they're looking to network, and they're looking to launch new products. So the other thing you need to do is map out what you want in the booth. And you have to understand that buyers are attracted to a couple different things. They're attracted to a product display, which would correlate maybe to a new product. They're attracted to a vehicle display, and they're attracted to a product demonstration. So what you can do is you can draw out on a piece of paper a size booth that you think you may want. Call it a 10 by 20. And then you sit and figure out exactly what it is you want to have in that booth to accomplish the goals that you established before. So do you want a table for people to sit at? Do you want an area for product displays? Do you want to put a car in your booth? Once you get all that on paper, then you really have to go find a place in your shop and put it on the ground to scale. And that's what we're going to do next. We're going to show you what it can look like to take a crude drawing to scale on the ground and see how it fits in real life, and you live it, and then that will really help you frame what it is you're trying to do at the show in terms of size. Okay, so now we're in the shop. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the line drawing that you put on the paper and we're going to make it come to life 3-dimensionally. So you need a couple things. You need a tape measure and you need a roll of tape. What we're going to do is we're going to mark out a 10 by 20 space, and then we're going to put what you have handy. If you don't have tape and you've got cones, whatever you have handy, we're going to designate the space, and then we're also going to draw out areas where we think our product display is going to go, where the table is going to go, and then we're going to actually pull a car in, see how it all fits, see how it's going to fit with people, and go from there. For the purposes of our booth, we're going to use a 2014 Camaro. It's an average size vehicle. It's about 6.5 feet by about 15 feet 8 inches. It'll give us a good idea of how it will fit in the booth, but if you can use the exact vehicle you're going to have, that's even better. You can kind of start to see where we're running into some problems. A 16-foot car in a 20-foot booth seemed like a good idea, but now I'm having trouble figuring out my product displays, let alone my salespeople. There's really not a lot of room for anybody to stand. So one of the things that we really need to look at is how important is the car in the presentation of your product. I think what we're looking at here is we're not going to have enough space to do everything that we set aside as goals. I think what we can look at are 2 options. We can look at maybe having a 10 by 30 booth and adding 10 feet and moving this vehicle down 10 feet and then having our product display area over there. Or we eliminate the vehicle altogether and we look at a feature vehicle space. So now you can see that that bought us some real estate. We've got an extra 10 feet here to work with, and you end up spending more money that way, but it keeps the vehicle, your people, and your products all in the same space. So if that's important to you, this exercise helps because you can see how the vehicle just doesn't fit in the 10 by 20. Next, what I think we should do is see what it would look like if we took the car out altogether and took our 10 by 20 booth down to a 10 by 10 booth and had the car be a feature vehicle in the show. I think we'll see how much more space we've actually got. So you can see by taking the vehicle out and going from a 10 by 20 down to a 10 by 10, you can fit all your product displays in one place. You have your feature vehicle outside, and it might be more efficient use of space than having a 10 by 30 with a vehicle in it. That's a question you have to answer for yourself. You have to decide how prominent your product's going to be on that vehicle and how important that vehicle is going to be to your overall presentation. But again, the goal is to represent your brand, promote what's new, and attract as many buyers to your booth as you can so you can get your message out. So that wraps up everything about what size is right for you. Look for other tips like this on SEMAShow.com. and we'll see you at the show.